So in my last video, I showed you how I used Pixelmator Pro to upscale one of my rotoscope footage that I had exported from Rough Animator. And it gave me a better resolution on my image, on my animation. And today I'm going to use Pixelmator Pro to show you what I would do in the future with the same footage if I wanted to bring it into Rough Animator to rotoscope it again. Basically, I would want to crop in and zoom in on this image and even upscale it. And so we're going to show you that right now. And let's go ahead and bring this footage into Pixelmator Pro here. Okay, so again, Pixelmator Pro is, you think of it for a photo editing app, but it's now able to deal with video files. So I can just click play here and we can see our footage playing. And it's working really well here on just my M1 Mac Mini. And what I want to do is I want to do a couple things. I want to crop this. So let's go ahead and hit the crop tool, and I'm just going to bring this down. And if I hold shift, that's going to keep the dimensions proportion. And if I hit option, it's going to shrink down. And what I just want to do is just kind of center her. And then I'm going to play this. And I want to try and make sure she's in at least the frame the whole shot. And if that's going to work for us, I think it is. Yeah, that'll work. So then that crop is pretty good. I might bring it down just a little bit. Looks like her foot went off the frame there. So you find your crop, and if you need to, we can go bigger on this. But what I want to do is go ahead and make sure her head doesn't get cropped off at the end of the clip. We're okay. So I'm going to hit apply. And once we zoom in this much on this footage, you can see that it's pretty pixelated. And so another thing that we can do here in Pixelmator Pro is we can up-res footage. And the tool we're going to use is over here, and we're going to hit the super resolution. And then it gives us this little split divider. And as you can see, it's split comparison. So we can just take this line. And I'm more interested in her than the background. But watch as I go half and half over her body here. I'm going to even zoom in 200%. And you can see it's smoothing out the footage pretty well. And it's getting rid of a lot of this pixelization on the edge of the character. So I'm happy with that. And I'm going to decide to use this. Sometimes it doesn't really work and you don't see anything. But it's using AI to smooth out our footage here. So I'm going to hit done. And then I think it's done and ready to play. So let's play it. And it's already looking better. You know, I don't think this tool really takes that much effort, especially since we cropped in and so we have a smaller area of video to use that up-res with. So anyway, now what I would do is I would go and export this as a video file for use to bring into Rough Animator. So I'm going to do that right now. Let's just make it an MP4 file. And one thing I could do is I could bring the quality down a little bit to try and make the file size smaller. As you can see down here, we're going to see the estimated file size. So if I go all the way at 100%, so like 25. If I come down to like 70%, what do we get? We get 20 megs. So it's going to save us like 5 megs. I'm just going to keep it at 100%, and let's export this to the desktop, and I'm going to give it a different name here. Let's just call it, or let's call it cropped. And then once this exports, I'm going to go ahead and we're going to hide Pixelmator Pro, and I'm going to bring this new footage into Rough Animator just to show you. So we went from that to that, and that's going to be a lot easier to rotoscope within Rough Animator. So let's go ahead and launch Rough Animator. And actually, you can see here's the file I was working on, and I can bring up the old original footage. You can see what I was dealing with here. So I was zooming way in so that I could draw on top of the footage here, and you can see how pixelated it is. So let's just go ahead and bring that footage into the same document here. Let's add an empty layer, because that's where I'll just put new video. And that's where I want to import this new video. So import video, let's go to our desktop, find the file. Here's our cropped file, and it's 18 megabytes, so this might take a little bit of time to import, but let's go ahead and I'll speed it up if I need to. So again, this machine is my M1 Mac Mini with 16 gigs RAM, and it's importing fairly quickly here. So, and actually this is importing faster than the original footage. So let me zoom out. So this is gonna be, so here's the new footage layer on top here. And as I zoom in just a little bit, you can already see it's giving me a lot more to work with than the original, out of here, than the original. So if I zoom in on the original footage, see how pixelated that is? It's just harder to see what you're trying to draw on top of. So if I bring in this, now when I go to Rotoscope, I'm gonna have a lot more data visually to help me draw on top of. So let me go ahead, I'll just do a quick demonstration. Make a new, let's just take that layer that we didn't need here, and I'm gonna draw, let's turn that off. Okay, so I'm just gonna do a quick demo of rotoscoping here. So I'm gonna zoom in on my timeline here. So there's a frame. So I'm just gonna grab my brush, let's use 5 pixels. I would just start rotoscoping, something like that, and then I like to grab my paintbrush tool and fill that in. So, and then I would just go add drawing, add after. Instead of doing every single frame, what I actually would do is I would probably bring this up. I think I did 6 frames on this. So every 6 frames I was doing a new drawing in this particular animation. So I would do my second drawing here. I'm just gonna do this real quick. Might spend a little more time doing this than I'm doing right now, but for demonstration purposes, this will work. Oop, had a gap here. Fill that in. Okay, so now we got our second drawing. This drawing, I want the same 6 frames. And there. Now when I hit add drawing, add after, it's gonna give me 6 frames. So I can just repeat this process, draw a new one, add after, and draw a new one, add after. And that's how I would go through this process. It's gonna take some time because this clip, I think, was about 14 seconds long. So, it's gonna take you a couple of hours probably to get through this. But then you'll have your finished rotoscope animation that you can export and bring it into your video editor and use with your projects. So hopefully that helps you know how to prepare your video files in Pixelmator Pro for use in Rough Animator. So we learned how to crop our video and up-res them and import into Rough Animator. So give these tips a try on your next rotoscoping project. If you found this useful, click the thumbs up button and don't forget to subscribe. Click this video for more animation tips. Leave any questions you have in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and keep on animating.